Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are going to completely reframe the purpose of martial arts for seniors. Seriously, if you've been thinking of senior martial arts as just a watered-down, low-intensity version of what 20-year-olds do, slow kicks or basic blocking, prepare to have your mind blown. We're going to dive into some really fascinating biology and philosophy that shows why martial arts for the baby boomer generation isn't just about physical fitness. It's actually a profound spiritual mission. It's a whole process designed to prepare them to be the ultimate driving force in our society. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the dilemma of senior martial arts, then explore how energy changes with age, the shift from physical to mental training, why words are the true elder's weapon, and finally, how the Hongek spirit guides society.
All right, part one, the dilemma of senior martial arts.
So instructors are literally hitting a wall right now. We have a rapidly aging population, which means way more seniors are walking into martial arts studios. But everyone's confused. Do we focus on high-impact kicks, or should we just stick to gentle forms? Some folks want to break boards right out of the gate, while others want a super soft workout. The root problem is that modern martial arts are optimized almost entirely for the youth. Trying to just take a youth program and tweak it for seniors? It's like trying to shove a square peg into a round hole. We need an entirely different approach. Which brings us to part two, changes in energy with age. To actually solve this training dilemma, we first have to step back from the physical techniques and look at human biology. Specifically, how our energy, our life force, or Yang, naturally evolves over a lifetime. It doesn't just stay in one place. And this brilliantly illustrates how that energy physically moves up the body as we age. It goes through four distinct stages, starting in the feet, moving to the waist, settling in the chest, and finally reaching the mouth. Let's break down those first three stages. When we're kids, our energy is 100% in our feet. We're constantly running, jumping, falling down, and that's biologically by design. We use our lower body to explore the world and learn basic social adaptation. Then, in our youth, that energy moves up to the waist and pelvis. Hello, raw physical power, endurance, and the biological drive for reproduction. But hit middle age and the energy moves up into the chest. This is a massive turning point. Because the energy is sitting in the chest, your breathing naturally gets shallower. You're not pulling air deep into your belly anymore, which is exactly why our stamina drops and we start getting that middle-aged spread. The energy just isn't living in our lower body anymore. And by the time we hit our 50s, this upward shift in energy forces us to face a cold, hard biological fact. Our capacity for pure physical labor naturally drops by about 30%. You just can't push your physical limits the same way you did in your 20s. And honestly, trying to force it usually just leads to injuries. But, and this is absolutely crucial, losing that physical strength is not a decline. It's really nothing to be sad about. It's actually a direct biological signal from nature saying, hey, stop jumping around, stop relying on brute force, and start using your brain and all that accumulated wisdom. Shedding the demand for heavy physical labor is exactly what frees seniors up to take on much higher level, complex roles in society. That leads us perfectly into part three, from physical to mental training. Knowing that our energy has moved up, what should senior martial arts actually look like? Well, for the youth, it's all about burning off that explosive physical energy while learning discipline. But for elders, it has to be the total opposite. Because seniors naturally lose that deep breathing they had in their youth, they need to actively practice Danjen breathing to get it back. It's not about burning energy anymore. It's about safely restoring it, gathering it, and really focusing on spiritual cultivation. Let's break down this new curriculum. It needs to be a strict 30-70 split. Only 30% of the training should be physical activity. We're talking gentle forms, fixing posture, restoring flexibility, and pulling the breath deep into the body again. Instructors should never push seniors into intense board-breaking or high-impact moves that risk fractures. The physical movement is really just a safe vessel. That remaining 70%, that has to be fully dedicated to mental discipline, social education, and actually preparing to guide the younger generation. All right, part four, the true elder's weapon, words. Now, what's really fascinating about this progression is seeing where all that biological energy ultimately ends up. It leaves the feet, moves past the waist and chest, and boom, for seniors, the Youngie moves completely up into the mouth. Because their life force literally sits right there, their speech becomes their absolute strongest tool. Their words literally become their martial art. But, there's a massive catch here.
As the source material puts it, there is a difference between just talking and speaking words with energy. If elders are just hanging out, making an empty small talk, or constantly complaining to kill time, they are literally throwing away all that gathered energy. Empty words mean nothing. But when an elder trains their mind and speaks true wisdom, that is a high-level martial arts technique. Those wise words directly pass vital life energy to whoever is listening. It creates this perfectly designed symbiotic relationship in our society. The youth, they've got the raw physical strength to move the world, but they often lack the wisdom to know which way to go. They desperately need mental energy and direction, and elders are biologically hardwired to provide exactly that missing piece. But they only become true leaders when they learn how to put real power behind their words. And you get that power through that 70% mental training we just talked about.
And finally, Part 5, the Hongik Spirit Guiding Society.
The sources tie all of this back to a really profound philosophy, Hongik Ingen. It essentially means living not just for yourself, but to embrace and benefit all of humanity. A true martial artist isn't training to boost their ego or just to defend themselves in a street fight. They train to serve those around them. So for seniors, practicing martial arts is ultimately this massive, noble mission of healing society and showing love for humanity. So the crucial point is how we view the baby boomer generation. They are absolutely not just aimless retirees looking to kill time at a park. According to this framework, they are the great elders and the spiritual leaders of our modern society. If they seem lost right now, it's just because society hasn't given them the right kind of martial arts education to unlock that 70% mental potential. Once they do, it's literally their biological duty to use that cultivated spirit to step up and guide the next generation. Look, physical strength is going to fade for all of us eventually. It's a biological fact. But your energy moves up, and it ultimately lives in the words you speak. So I want to leave you with this question to really think about. As an elder of society, what kind of energy are your words passing on to the youth? Are you just making noise, or are you actually leading the world? Thank you so much for joining us on this explainer today. Keep cultivating your energy, and we'll catch you in the next one.